any data analytical software. Why? Because I show you one of the things to you. My sheet is right now visible to all the candidates. मैम आपको दिखाई दे रही है मेरी sheet ये?
Yes, yes, it is visible.
Okay. See, the most important thing is in data science and data analysis data. We're working with an historical data, and with this data we can predict in the future what is the status of our product. In financial terminology, we can find out in which company we do the investment, what is the growth rate for the company as well as. So prior software is in an Excel, but then Excel have then some issues because they are not taking the bunch of the data, lots of data. So that's why we are using another programming language like a Python, then SAS language, R language, Hadoop language. In Python, there are many libraries right now, a Flask as a micro frameworks, then after the Panda, then after other, just Panda, Streamline, Matplotlib. So they are representing the data into the graphical format. So that should be very easy for her to understand. So first of all, we see that why Excel is not chunking the lots of data. We have to see this in 2013. So they have 10,48,576 rows. And we're talking about the columns when going to file and then after the options. We go into the formula and we click on the R1C1. So they're converting 1, 2, 3 into the ABCD.
Vishal bhai, your mic is again mute. Hello? Hello? You are not audible.
Right now, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Because the participation is are joining, so then my mic going to be automatically on mute.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is 60,384 columns and right now 10,48,576 rows. So we see that that's the limitation of the data. That is the limitation of the data. I just putting the as it is. I'm going to the formulas and R1 C1s and okay. So we convert the Excel file into the binary file. When we save this file, when we go to the save and save as file, and we just put in the desktop. So this is a huge file we convert into the binary format. You have to see over here is a binary format. Binary format. So that is an issue. That is an issue for the Excel. So so when we have lots of data, so the Excel is not a good software when we are working. So that's why we are going to be on web platform. We go use the Python for standard applications. If we want to checking the data, so SAS and R language. For the financial industry, basically they are mostly probably using the SAS language. R language is an open source. For the clinical research analysis, they're using the R language. So, so we are right now working within Pythons and Excel. So we taking the Python session as well as with the Flask frameworks and with the Panda, Matplotlib and Streamline. And with the PyCharm, जो ID integrated development environment in PyCharm. And in advanced Excel, we are using to show that how the data are going to be visualizing and how do we configure for that. Okay. Let's move to our session right now. So I show you that how much data they have to be contained, but more than data, Excel sheet is not good and not preparable for that. So any data we have to be converted on the binary format. So the Excel sheet are going to be in a string as well as and the formula is going to be out of this Excel sheet. So that's not a good malpractice for this to do the Excel. Okay. Right now we delete it and right now we see the advanced filter. This is new features we have to see on the advanced filtering for the Excel. So right now we have the data. We just give the name as a name 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You give the any name as well as like a January, February, March, and you just dragging out. This is raw data I have. So some sales executive have the both priority. So I have to be finding out the data and the list of the data. Like the item name is laptop and their company name is Dell, and I want to find out the old data over here. So we are using the advanced filter. But let's go into the advanced filter. We just checking the what is data validations. I told you that on the session when we starting on 2:30, we take the what if analysis and all the session is the second half sessions, but we taking the first of all because right now we have very limited time, so we convert all the things. So वो हमने पहले ले लिया prior base पे. So at the end of the sessions, we do the hand-on practice. So we just supporting you if you have any query regarding these things. So right now we just checking what is the data validations and advanced data validations, and then after we go into the advanced filter. So number, name, and city. See, any data analysis work, the most important thing is the data should be well organized for us. Okay, means के when we do the any kind of the task, तो जो भी sheet मिल रही है, any sheets we getting, so data should be very properly formatted. So right now, many of them they know about the data validation. What is the data validation? Why we are using the data validations to controlling the data for that. Like I'm putting the data over here. Gujarat and Rajasthan. So what is the data validation? I simply go to the data. I just select these cells, C2 cell, then go to the data, then data validation. I select the data validation. In the data validation, I select the list and source. I select these two source, Gujarat and Rajasthan. So over here you have to see that Gujarat and Rajasthan. So in this cell, we only take the two value, Gujarat and Rajasthan. No other value are right now they contain. Like I take the Madhya Pradesh. So they show me the error. Only Gujarat and Rajasthan is only the state we have to take over here. Okay. We're just dragging out. What we see that if we take the Gujarat over here, so Gujarat city is only display into this area. So we first of all creating one of the data. Right now this is Gujarat. In Gujarat, we take Ahmedabad, Baroda, and Gandhinagar. Rajasthan, Jaipur, and Udaipur. So my task is when I'm selecting a Gujarat, so only the Gujarat city is displayed over here. So we do the data validation because if our data is in proper format, so that should be very easy for us to doing and managing and filtering and searching the data. So first of all, I take this task for the data validations and I show the advanced data validations. So first of all, I select this all the data and I'm going to the formula and I'm select the create from selection. So this is a pop-up window is open from here. So first of all, they show there's a top of the row. So my related data is in top of the row, and with by default they select the left column as well as. So I remove the left column and I putting the OK. So what is mentioned in Gujarat? They are under Ahmedabad, Baroda, and Gandhinagar, and in Rajasthan they are under the Jaipur and Udaipur. So just I click the OK button. I also see this on the name manager as well as in name manager that show me right now over here Gujarat and Rajasthan. You have to see this in Gujarat they show the Ahmedabad, Baroda and Gandhinagar, and Rajasthan Jaipur and Udaipur. So this is a step number 2 when I'm creating all the select all the data, go to the formula and create from selection. If my data is on left side, so I select the left side, otherwise I remove the left side and I'm only click on the top of the row. Then I'm selecting these cells, and then after I'm going to the data, then data validation. In data validation, I take the list, and in this list I include indirect. This is one of the formula. So the CT already depend on the state, so I take the state, but this is already a fixed value C2. So I have to remove this fixed value by pressing the F4 button and then removing the dollar sign and click OK. So when I select the Gujarat, so only the Gujarat city is display over here. When I'm taking the Rajasthan, so the Rajasthan city is already displayed. Jaipur and Udaipur. I drag all the things over here. I drag all the things over here. So first of all, I'm taking the Gujarat. So see, this is Ahmedabad. When I'm taking the Rajasthan, so Jaipur. But when we take the city and state, when we check about the names, so most important thing they're not considering the space. Okay, let's see the another formula. Number, name, measure name, and the representative sales executive. Okay, so I taking the two manager. Mr. Rahul Shah. And Mr. Vinit Patel. So in Mr. Rahul Shah, you have to see this is a space between the Rahul and Shah. So when we are using the advanced data validation, so if we make the space between them, so they are not representing the results. Let's we see what happened. We just take the data, then go to the data validation. Data validation, we take the list, and this list we take the source. So right now they're representing Rahul and Vinit over here. In Rahul, Mr. Rahul, they have some sales executive. Razin. So I take the same thing over here, go to the formula, create from selection. I remove the left column, top of the row only, and OK button, and name manager. So you have to see this. They only check the Rahul Shah, but they have the underscore without space, and Vinit Patel. So without space, they have to putting the underscore over here. So when I taking the, I'm selecting this cell, and I go to data and data validations, and I take the list. Indirect, and I take the manager name F4 F4 F4. So when I taking the Rahul Shah, but no name is shown here, show on here, because right now we not take the space between them. So we just removing the space between them when we put the underscore. Right now we delete it and we take Rahul Shah. So we show there all the names. So that is a bug between them. We are not taking a space. We have to take a single name. If we put the space, we are doing an underscore over here. Right now we're just checking the advanced filter. Okay. So first of all, I have the lots of items and the related companies as well as. So first of all, I take all the names over here, and I just take the, removing their duplicate name, and we take fixed name for that. So remove duplicates and OK. They are all the names we have to be find out. So in the item list, we take the data list, data validation, and we take the list. And in the source, we take this source. As well as in company, there is a two company name, Dell, Apple, and HP. So in data validation, you simply put over here list Dell, Apple, and HP. So how do this data validation? Data validation or and another company is HCL also. Okay. I think we can take this task. Yeah. Just 1 minute. This task, my colleagues also Razin, they are also showing these things. Just 1 minute.
Hello. Yeah, so after creating a list of company name and item list, we need to start a macro. We go to developer tab and start record macro. We can give any name to macro, but we can't create duplicate macros. So if I'm creating macro 3, then I can't create another macro that's macro 3. And you can also assign a shortcut key to the macro, which is not already assigned on the keyboard by default. Like I can't assign a control C because it's for copy. So just creating a macro, we are starting a macro. Then we go to data and we go to advanced. First, we need to select the list range. The list range is the whole table from which we are getting the data. This is our list range. Then the second is criteria range. Criteria range is what criteria we are using to filter it out, filter the values. So this is our criteria range. So we are going to change values here, and it's going to give us result in the table below. And then we select copy to another location, which is basically the place we want to copy the data or display the data. So we select just the header here, and it will display the data below it. We click OK. So see, we got all the whole table here as well, which is without filter. Then we again go to developer, we stop recording. Now to use that macro, we haven't assigned a key to the macro yet. So we go to insert and we go to shape sorry. We go to insert, we go to shapes. If we select any shape, we are going to use this as a button. If we select this shape, we right click on it and edit text. You can write refresh or any basic button name. This is just for user interface. It doesn't affect the function of it. So we created a button named refresh, we right click on it, and then we assign the macro that we created. It's macro 3. We click OK on it. Now, every time I click on this button, it will run the macro again. So if I'm selecting an item from here and I select mobile and I click refresh, then it will filter out all the item name that are mobile and their companies that we have. So mobile are only in Apple. If I want to change this, I suppose I change it to Dell, then it won't show anything because Dell doesn't have the data for mobile. If I select laptop and click refresh, then it will show Dell and laptop because there's only one laptop for Dell company. It works for the same as HP. So there's no laptop in HP. If I change to pen drive, then it will show me the data of pen drive. So this is basically an advanced filter. And we can do it on date-wise as well. So if I copy the date and remove duplicates from this as well. So
Control X it and it's 48.
Control
X. 48.
So I selected the date and I can remove duplicates from this as well. Remove duplicate. Okay. And it will give me 4 dates. And this date, I can create a list of this in here. We select the source. The source. Okay. So now we get a list here as well. And if I select, there are 2 dates displayed in the table right now, 21 and 22. And if I want to filter from that as well, then I click refresh. It will give me just 21. And if I want to get the value for 22, then just 22. And if I want to select a date, but no item or company name, then I can just remove the item name and company name and just refresh just with the date. And it will give all the data on that particular date. And we can filter it by salesman as well. Same process, we just need to remove
any name. January.
So if I take January here directly without creating a list and I refresh it, it won't show any data because there's no data in January for that date. But see, there are 3 data in January for 3 dates and it shows here. If I change it to Feb, then it will show me data for February. So this is a advanced filter. If you have any doubt, you can ask me.
Okay, macro, you show the macro.
So this is where recorded macros are saved. You go to developer and you click on the macros button. And every macro that you create is here. You can delete it, edit it, you can run it from here. If you edit it, this is how the macro will look. This is the system generated macro based on our action after when we start macro and then we stop the recording. Okay. So Vishal sir is going to take it.
So the most important thing is advanced filter. We finding out all the data related to our sheets. So we can easily getting out. We easily fetching out and we representing over in related columns. If we have the lots of data, we want to find it out this particular data. So we are using a advanced filter. But what the problem of the advanced filter is, when you're using the advanced filter X1 without macro, so every time you have to be refresh your data. So we making the macro. So when you have to selecting any data over here, so macro, what happened, they have to run the macro and then after the representing. So you have to see this data. So we can put in this data in other field, other Excel sheet as well as. So this is my another sheets where my all the data is located. Then these sheets, they may representing how many products I want to be show with this bunch of the details and bunch of the range. So that's we call as a advanced filter. Advanced filters. I hope everybody is know about the advanced filter. They have no any kind of doubts for this. I firstly repeat that when we have to be starting our session on tool 12:30, we have very immersely start within an Excel. Okay, so some have a question regarding why it's an Excel. This is a Python. But as our curriculums, we starting first of all Excel because we show you how the Excel is very useful for the data research, data for data analytics and data science. Because I told you that, but we going very fast away because what if analysis, goal 6 and those kind of the features we are including on the second phase in 2:30. Uh, so right now we just taking them in 12:30 session as well as. So in 2:30 our session is for the advanced filters. So I show you the advanced filter. Then after data validation, I show you the data validation. And then after the next topic is a pivot table. What is it in pivot table? Everybody know that the pivot, what is a pivot table? So we cover up these things, CAGR data tables, macro, advanced macro and formattings. So these things we are also taking in the next session as well as. Right now, so today in 2:30 session, we take the all the two topics. First of all, the advanced filters, which we have to show you that how they should be very useful. And the second session is a pivot table. Everybody know that is why we are using the pivot table. Pivot table is like encrypted report for any data. But right now we see that what is an advanced pivot table and how that should be very useful for us. I share this Excel sheet as well as to all of you. So at the end of the sessions, we do the practice as well as. So let's we take this kind of the data I have been created over here in first section. Anybody have doubts regarding this thing? So they please ask me the questions. Hello? Yes. One thing we do, we take all the question and answer rounding after our pre-session in 4:30. After 4 o'clock, we all are doing some this kind of the task as well as with us. We have right now many my colleagues, they are also helping you to do this task. So first of all, we complete our task. Okay. So let's what I'm doing. I just copy this my all the data. Like reading another sheet. Okay, in this advanced pivot table, which is useful for to creating encrypted data so that we can easily understand about related our raw data. So what I'm doing, I'm making those tasks in only one sheet as well as. Okay, so first of all, in these three data is for the different sheet and another three data is in another different sheet. So just I just copy and paste within a value and just I click plus sign. So just we think that this on This is like employee data, EMP data, and this is their department data. Okay, I want to combine both the tables data into one pivot table. So first of all, we need the numbers, which is the same between the two tables. The number is both same on this both table, and I put some zigzag over here. What I'm doing, I just select the data in this border. I press the shift button and the left button of the mouse, and I just drag zigzag the data. Okay, so these are two different data we are working, and my role is there's lots of data, so I'm taking only the 20 data because that's lots of data right now. We are also working with the lots of data, but right now I'm for the learning purpose I'm taking only very few data. Just 1 minute. I just cutting with the 21. Yes. Okay. Okay. So if we think that this data is representing one sheet and this data representing in another sheets, I want to merge these two data and creating one of the pivot table. So what I do? So first of all, I select the data and go to insert. And in an insert, I just select a table and I click OK. So I make this a table. So you have to see this in the designing tools. In table tools, they have the designing sections where the table name is table 3. So I simply make that table name. I make that table name as an EMP. EMP is already exit, so EM double P. Then after same thing I do with the department data. I just selecting the whole data, go to insert table, okay, and I give this table name as a DEP. So EM double P is my main table and DEP is my secondary table. So anyone's table I have been select, and then I'm going to the insert and pivot table. I select the pivot table. So in this pivot table, because I'm told you that I am show you the advanced pivot table, which is used for the data analytics. So first of all, they show that the select the table or range. So we select the table. If you have an extra data, so you get the extra data source over here. This pivot table is creating the new worksheet, but I want to creating in this existing sheets. So I'm just select and give them locations. I'm creating this sheet over here. Then after you have to see this, choose the way that you want to analyze the multiple tables. So add the data model. The most important thing is in 2013, they have the features, not even 2010, not even 2007, and not even 2003. So they are adding the new features in 2013 to analyzing the data. So I just clicking the add data models and I put the OK button. They load the data. They takes few seconds for loading the data. They take the table 1 and table 2 both, where we give the name EMPP and DAT table. Okay, so this pivot table is open. Right now my active table is a DEP, but I'm not taking the DEP. I go to the all table. So these are two table I have to show, this EMPP and DEP table. But right now this both table have not any kind of the relationship. So we just creating one of the relationships. As we know, we are the IT persons. We know the foreign key and primary key concept. So in Excel, we are also using this relationship between the foreign key and primary key. So this EMP table is my primary tables and DEP is my subsidiary tables. So I'm clicking the EMP table and the department table. So I'm going to the relationships. I'm creating the new relations. So first of all, they're asking me the foreign key. So I'm selecting DEP table, which is my subsidiary table, where I give the foreign key. So this number is a foreign key, and I'm select the EMPP table, and the related key is number, and I'm click the OK button. So my status is active right now. I just close it, and right now I'm taking all the data. First of all, I take the numbers as row wise, then the name, then company name, then I'm going to department. I take all the department, then all designations. See, this is my subsidiary table, so only one field going to the value side as well as. So putting it in value. But my data is not representing proper format. So first of all, I'm removing the plus and minus button over here. Then after I'm going to the pivot table, this is analyzing table and there is a designing table. I'm going to design. First of all, I do not show the subtotal. The subtotal is removed. I also off row and columns grand total as well as, and I show the page layout as in a tabular format. So they show me all the data equally. So right now they show me all the data. So with ABC Limited, so I put the company as a filter, and I just only want to show ABC data. So they show me the ABC data as well as. I also department as a filter. In ABC, I just take the department one data. So they show me the department one data. Over the sum of the salary, I just remove and I put the total salary. And one thing I do as well as in grand total, I show the on column grand total. I show the department 2. So in department 2, this grand total is 5420. I take the XYZ. So this is the XYZ data. So this type we have to joining the two table data. If this data going to be in one sheet and this data is going to another sheet, so we have to combine this data with this advanced pivot table. First of all, I show you what I'm doing. First of all, creating a table. I give them table name. Then I'm giving the second table name, and then we are using a pivot table. In pivot table, in analyzing, we take the relation between them. If the relation is inactive, then after we do these things. We also creating then pivot chart as well as we am selecting in pivot chart. You have to see many pivot chart is available over here. So we take the pivot chart as well as for the graphical representations. But I told you that in 2013, 2013, then 16 and 19 version, they show you the ad data model, not even 2010, 2007. So that is a new features where we have to synchronizing data and show the data, all the data in very encrypted format. So we show this kind of the report as well as. Any people have any doubts? So you just told me that. Hello. So this is the two table we have to be joining. Right now we see this, if we have the three tables, so how are we joining the three tables with the pivot tables? Okay, so first of all, analyzing, we just taking all this data. So first of all, department designation or salary. We also take the DA, HRA, as well as we take the daily allowances over here, HRA, as well as then total salary. So what is the salary? We take the 12% for DA. We just dragging out 5% for the HRA. Total. Control Shift or asterisk, we select all the table, we copy it and paste with the value over here. So we removing the formula in these sections. You also see with the control type button, you have all the formula is going to be removed. They are all in the hard coded value right now over here. My first table, and then salary after this my another. So I take the three tables. EMP, DEP, and salary. So right now we combine these three tables. The most important thing is number. So every table have their own numbers where we have to joining one to each other tables. I'm putting the number over here and I put the number over here. So we creating a table. Okay, we already give the name the EMP. So we give the name as a E. But remember one thing, we are already creating EMP name, those kind of the pivot table. So I give them name is E name. We already give the department, so we give the different name over here. and then salary. So we give them three different names: EMP name, DEP name, and sales name. You select any one of them, just like I select the sales tables, and insert and going to pivot table. Right now we take the new worksheets and don't forget about the add data model and OK. So this is my active because I'm creating the pivot table and sales table. So the sales table is displayed in all table. See, you also show the previous table DEP and EMPP as well as, but we are not using those two tables. We are using these three tables. So we are creating also a relationship between these three tables. So my base table is EMP name, then after department, then after sales. So in relationships, new, first of all, I'm selecting the DEP name, where I'm selecting the number, which is joining with the EMP name as a number. So this, my relationship going to be in active mode. Then after new other, we have joining the tables like a sales table, their number, we joining the DEP number with the name number. Okay. Right now we take all the name, we take number, we take the name, company name on filter, department as well as in filter, designation I putting into the row, salary also I taking over here, then sales table. In sales table we take the DA, HRA, and total in the value. See, this data is not a proper format. So we configure this data as well as first of all. So we removing the buttons. Then after we go to the designing mode. We first of all do not show subtotal and grand total only for the columns and page layout as a tabular. They show me all the data. I'm selecting ABC and I'm selecting the department 2 to show me all the data. So we joining the three table as well as many tables we have to join. But the rule is right now is this: your one base table in the last child tables data should one value is going to be in value sections. So this is advanced pivot tables. In these pivot tables, we also create a slicer as well as and date and time section as well as. In analyze, we take the slicer as well as in the slicers, this three table is representing over here. In all the tables are displayed, but we have right now working with these three tables. So in department name, we take the department as a slicer, and EMP name, we company name as a slicers. So when we select, so ABC table and the department 1 and 2, both data I want to be representing. So right now they show me the data. If I'm taking XYZ and I'm only representing department 2 data, so they also show me this kind of the data. And department 1 data, so they show me the only department 1 data. ABC and XYZ both are selected, and I show they're only department 1 data, so they are already show me the department 1 data. Department 1 data. So we are using the slicer over as well as we also using the timer as well as timeline slicer as well as. But right now we are not adding any date in this our program, so time slicer is not useful for over here. So we see the advanced filter. Then after goal seek, we saw the advanced filter. In advanced filter, then after advanced pivot table. Anyone have questions regarding these two things? Hello. Anyone have questions regarding advanced filters and advanced pivot table? Okay. So we completed many portion over here. In morning we see that what is analysis formulas. There are the CAGRs, loan calculations, data validations for the goal seeks and data tables. Thereafter we have to see the advanced filter, and then after data validation functions, which is related to the analytical tools. Okay. So this is right now 3:30, and we give the one of the assignment task right now, how we getting the data. So anybody can sort it out for this. Anybody can solve this problem or not? Hello, anybody can sort it out or not?
વિશાલભાઈ એ લોકો છે ને બધા મ્યુટ છે.
જી
એક જ મિનિટ, એ લોકો બધા મ્યુટ છે, અનમ્યુટ કરવા પડશે. 1 મિનિટ. આપણે સેશન ચાલુ હોય ને ત્યારે આપણે બધાને મ્યુટ રાખીએ છીએ.
Okay, not an issue.
અનમ્યુટ કર્યા તો કોણ?
1 મિનિટ કરી રહ્યા છે અનમ્યુટ.
मैडम कर दीजिए. Attendees can ask any questions.
Hello.
Yes.
Vishal bhai.
Yes.
Bharat Patel. I have 3 questions on the topics which you have taken so far.
Yes.
The first one is while joining the table, multiple tables, my
Yes.
question is it possible to do self join first question.
Sir, this is Excel.
Okay.
So I understand you have to talking about the MySQL questions, the
No,
self-join.
my question is, suppose if you have the first table on the left hand side, EMP, for example, if
Just
you
one
copy the
minute.
same table on the right side,
I just open my Excel sheet 1 minute.
yeah, if you duplicate the same table on the right side,
This
and then
same
it-
table, this kind of the same table I have to be
yes,
putting over
yes,
here.
it is like self join kind of thing situation I'm talking.
Okay, but sir, we do this task with the, if we have the different data, if we have the same data. See, in my company, one person is working this only this three data. Based on other sheets, I'm putting this all the data in one sheet. On the real scenario, they are going to be in another sheets. Like this is a EMP
So it's
sheets.
something like collecting the multiple data from the several sources, right? That is what I
Yes,
understand.
yes, exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay, I got it. Yes, I got it. The second question is about when you do the advanced filter,
Yes.
can I have the exact matching? First question. And second question, I want to evaluate some expressions. And if the value of that expression is true, then I want to include that row in my filter. So expressions, okay, evaluations and exact matching.
This advanced filter is what happened. Advanced filter, if you have bunch of the data, related raw data, we call as a data warehouse you have. There's a lots of data. Any people, they have to put in the data, but I want to be synchronized data. So that purpose we are using the data filter. They are already a exact match. If you have making any mistake, you have to see this. We are making a data validation for that. If you are making any spelling mistake over that, you not get the data.
No, I'm talking about uppercase, lowercase, like case sensitivity.
They are not case sensitive, sir. No. So they are not case sensitive. If you are write down in a smaller case, so that's not an issue.
So there is not exact matching.
But the spelling is going to be mistake. If you are
No,
write
that
down
is
the wrong
obviously that is
spelling.
not match. But uppercase, lowercase, I just want to
No.
understand
That
about.
is not. It doesn't matter. If you write down
Okay.
uppercase and smaller case, that's not an issue.
Okay.
But they are already a predefined data. Like we are talking about the VLOOKUP. In VLOOKUP, they're providing the exact match and approximate match. What do you mean by the approximate? They're checking with the range. They're checking with the range. Okay. Right now, generally, every people know that because I'm not taking the VLOOKUP. I just take the VLOOKUP as well as with you. I show you the VLOOKUP's example.
But
Because right now,
in VLOOKUP, what happened? The last parameter, that is true or false, right? When we write the
yes, and
false, it
false.
takes the exact match, right? But
Yes.
sometimes if it is approximate, it will take the values from the
Approximate,
upper
we take
rows.
the range. We take the
Yes.
range.
Okay.
We take the range. In between this 10 to this range of peoples, we take that. So on that time, we are taking this. And first of all, one thing I also told you that they are already supporting 2013. I don't know about the open source because right now in open source and in macro, sorry, Mac operating systems. So they have limited features for an Excel purpose.
No, but operating system is a programs where you are running your application. So there is nothing to do with the OS. But I am just talking about the
मैक्रो का मतलब मैक्रोज का जो ऑपरेट एक्सेल है वहां पे मैक्रो सॉरी आईफोन का ये मैक ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम का सो दे आर नॉट सपोर्टिंग द मैक्रो
So macro is a feature of Microsoft Excel.
Yes.
Wherever you can run the Microsoft Excel software, macro should work. There is no any problems.
Yes.
But in Mac OS, if Windows or Office product is not supported, obviously it will not work.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah. So that is the inter product, okay. The company is okay, the policy. But as far as the software is installed, its features should be executed without any problem. I think so.
Yes.
Okay. So I got my clarity about all the points. Clear.
Any questions from other people? Anyone have any doubts? Okay, so I just give you one of the assignment to you. Just I need a reverse calculations for this. a reverse calculation where I need a data 1,20,000 representing over here. So in which person they have to create these things? Any person for the future value to present value? Anybody done this task or not? Yes, Bharat bhai, yes.
Actually, I was not able to get the source copy of her Excel file. Otherwise, I could have completed it. But my suggestion in this
Okay.
case, as per by looking the data.
No, sir. Sir, this is only you take the two datas as well as first is
Okay.
amount, rate, and year.
Okay. Okay.
And you getting the future value 1,40,741. We
Correct.
just draw these things. In 24 months, the
Okay.
company is give the 8% growth. So which every month, how much interest they had to get. So at the end of the point, we getting the 1,40,741.
They
So
want to
in
get.
this is totally reverse calculation I want to do. If I getting the future value 1,40,741 and I want to get 1,20,000 over here. So what the process I have to do? See,
Something you
if
have to
I'm
minus.
yes, you are say that we put the minus. Right now
Yes.
I take the 1,20,000 into bracket. I take the 8%. I put in the F4, make the constant, then divide by 12. So this is 938. Actually, we getting a 932,
Cumulative.
and they
Yes.
get interest in 938. So this is my task. So how I getting the 932.096 value over here? Because if I'm doing the minus, one like in future value, I minus the interest over here, I get the closing balance.
I think you need to
This
take
closing
compound
balance
interest.
is opening balance for the next time.
I think you need to take not exactly interest. Okay, it's the last figure, so I think it will be compound
So
interest.
right now we sorted out this problem. What this problem is, because we not take this 8%. When we do the reverse calculation, the percentage value is going to be in a change. So let's be finding out how that should be possible. So first of all, I take this value and I put it as a value over here. Percentage. See, I take this value, the bracket 8% divided by 12. 938. So what I'm do? I go the data, what if analysis, goal seek. I just copy this value over here. I take this value, what if analysis, goal seek. I need a value over here, this 932. By changing which value? By changing this 8%. Okay, the 8% going to be changed. Right now, this is not 8%. This is 7.9470198. I just copy it, paste with the value, make them percentage. When I take this value, the same value they show me. This is 1,20,000. So in the reverse calculation, percentage ratio going to be changed. I share you this Excel sheet to all of you. In with I'm sharing with the Mansi ma'am, so you can do this task as well as.
Vishal bhai?
Yes.
I just want to have the one question. So the things which you have
Yes.
done, that is in the reverse order, right?
Yes.
If I have copied the original, okay, the file table, and I have pasted onto the values on the right side, and if I have sorted on the decreasing order in the month wise, is it the same value or it is a different value?
Pardon, what you say, ma'am? What you said? In which this in future value?
The last example, yes. Suppose the first column here, there months on the left hand side, month is there, right?
Yes.
You just convert all the values, okay, instead of formulas, right? And then reverse with the month. 24 will be at the top and 1 will go at the downside.
Yes.
Is it same or different?
No sir, there is the same because मैंने इसको रिवर्स में लिया है, मतलब 24 से स्टार्ट करके पहले मंथ पे आ रहा हूँ इसीलिए.
Then I got your point, but in that case you have done something 8% and 7 point something. But if you do the decreasing order in the first column, your answer will get obviously, okay, without any particular making change, okay.
Yes.
Means only you are changing the months, okay, the order. In the other
Yes,
side,
I'm
right?
only changing. Month is not useful right now here, sir. We just
Yes.
change their order. Actually, we are working with the opening balance and their interest value and the percentage as it is. So when in the financially, when we change the value, the rate is going to be in a change. There's not going to be 8%. They're going to be 7.9.4. Like in CAGR, when we do the CAGR, you see this in average and CAGR value are both are the same, but they have a minor difference in points. So in many huge amount of the data going to be changed.
It affects. Yes, yes. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I share this Excel sheet, and I hope that we have a hand-on sessions right now within 4 o'clock. So we do all the tasks, all the participants. We are doing all these tasks. Okay. So anyone have a doubts, and so we can clear it out about it, because I have many of my colleagues that we are helping to you to sorting out these problems. Okay. CAGR, anyone have a problem? Analysis, data validations, loan, data table, goal seek, advanced filter. We just taking a very basic level. In tomorrow sessions, we just show what is a dashboard with using a macro. And we do the coding on the macro, and we understand how we do the codes and how the system is understand this code. macro ठीक है मुझे CAGR નો કોડ નું કન્વર્ટ કરે ઓપનિંગ બેલેન્સ માં કન્વર્ટ કરી આપો
આમને બંધ કર. Hello.
Yes ma'am.
Okay. So you can share the data with me. I can share with the participant.
Sure.
And we have a break now, and we start the next session at 4:15.
Sure ma'am.
So there is a small break, short break of
I
we
share
start.
the Excel sheet to all the I share the Excel sheet to ma'am Mansi ma'am, so they share all the candidates, so we do all the tasks with each other. मतलब हम next session में हम सब साथ में ही करेंगे. Okay.
If all agree, we may start session at 4 p.m. All
Sure.
are agree? Are all agree? So we may start for last session at 4 p.m. 4 o'clock.
Okay, madam.
Okay, ma'am.
So we may once free early by 5:30.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so we will meet at 4 p.m. right?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.